So not to talk too much about who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, but I have to use this webinar today, which is February 19th, 2012, to introduce something that I had recently heard about and had to spend about a month locating, but thank goodness for my local library and the interlibrary loan department, because I finally saw it. And after seeing it, I just knew that I could not put off creating this vision of this webinar that I had for the community that I serve. The introduction of multifacial. Obviously, it has a big interlibrary loan label on it, but if you can imagine that gone, the actual CD, the collection of short stories, is called Diversity, and it is a compilation of short stories involving Eric Friedlander, Vin Diesel. It's produced or made by, created by, written by a group of people, including Vin Diesel, Eric Friedlander, but also Jacob Rosenberg, John Schnall, Eileen O'Meara, A.W. Fiedler, and Brett Stern. And I apologize if any of these individuals are watching this at any time in the future and I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Maybe if I ever get to meet you, you can personally tell me the correct pronunciation of your name. However, this webinar is dedicated to Vin Diesel's performance in Multifacial. And just reading off of the back, just so you get a little bit more information about, I'm assuming everybody here knows Vin Diesel, who he is, a multifaceted, multiracial actor. The post on the back of Diversity reads, Multifacial brought actor-director Vin Diesel to the attention of Steven Spielberg, who promptly cast him in Saving Private Ryan. Versatile Vin has since worked on Iron Giant, Boiler Room, and the sci-fi action-adventure Pitch Black. So those are just a few of the pieces of work that Vin Diesel has been in. And I've seen them all, except for Iron Giant. But having heard about this Multifacial, again, it was about a month-long quest to get the DVD, and it was so worth it. I invite you all to search your local library for it. If you don't find it in the current collection, somewhere within your library's collection or online service menu, you can go to the homepage and request a title or suggest a reading and provide the name of the work, which is a DVD, and again, it's called Diversity. I actually searched for it under multiracial and it was found that way. The author, I would also put as Vin Diesel. And I want to say, based on the library's own call numbers, that it was done in 1995. So I hope that helps you in your search. But must see, very poignant performance by Vin Diesel. I even took a few notes. And that's one thing we're going to be able to do here on these webinars. Really provide you some, for me, even the research I did to write Colorblind, a mixed girl's perspective on biracial life, was groundbreaking. You can go to a library and whether it's DVDs or books, magazines, multimedia, you can search for white history, European history, American history, and get millions and millions of titles of books about what it is to have experienced the white experience. And the same thing when you're looking for African American history, the African diaspora, millions and millions of titles on items that document the Black journey or the African American journey. And it's interesting because as we are compiling information to do a documentary on my experience being biracial, I was talking with a videographer, a wonderful videographer by the name of Thaddeus Govan. And during this conversation, we really came to realize that the American experience is truly the first biracial experience, bicultural experience. And it's made me question, this desire for a lot of African Americans to search their heritage and white Americans to be able to trace back their ancestors. For both whites and blacks, that's an endeavor that has taken them to some faraway places and has answered a lot of questions and probably left them with quite a few more. But when you ask about the biracial or the mixed race experience, for me, it goes beyond a quest for heritage, as is the white and black experience, in my opinions, and the biracial experience, therefore, really becomes a question of or a search for identity. And that's one of the themes that we will be exploring on this webcast, not this one specifically, but the series of productions that we'll be posting on a regular basis. And when I saw Vin Diesel's performance, it's a 20-minute short in Multifacial, and I'm looking down because I'm looking at some of my notes here. It's funny. He because of his very unique looks, and because of his raw talent, he in this short film, and spoiler alert, he actually takes on through you see him and his character in Multifacial going from one acting gig to another, trying auditioning, going to different auditions. I'm assuming it's New York City. And you see him taking on characters, an Italian character, black character, Hispanic character, hood character, a music video character, and in all of these instances, in the very first one, we see him, using words and dialogue that's I thought it was totally offensive. And after he comes out of the audition, he goes to make a call to his agent, and he starts questioning. He's like, look, can I get any other audition? Like, I was offended. They're going to think that this is who I really am. It's when it's just a character, but you could tell that being offensive was not his natural character. And then he goes on to audition for a beer commercial where he's waiting next to a darker skinned black actor, and the producer comes out and says, you know what, I don't even want to waste your time. We need you to be darker. You're too light for this role to be cast in a beer commercial role. And the next audition he goes to, Vin Diesel is in character opposite a female Latina, and they're reading from a script, and he has this thick, like Tony Montana accent, and it's going so well, and you can feel the energy of the two characters or actors in character feeding off of one another as they're going through this script. And at the very end of this dialogue, or monologue for that matter, the female Latina goes and starts speaking Spanish, and Vin Diesel realizes, I didn't realize I needed to speak Spanish for this role. And as you can tell, he didn't get it. But even in that case, there was, we see in all of these instances, Vin Diesel being very multifaceted in his ability to connect with and deliver a different culture and different characteristics that others base on race. And he didn't get that one either because he couldn't speak Spanish. And even the female actress comes out after him and says, you don't know Spanish. Your parents didn't speak it. Not realizing that he's not Hispanic. And then he goes in to play a hood character. And because he's so light skinned, it just looked, even for me, it was hard to watch. And you could tell that the directors who were auditioning him, it was hard for them to believe that a light-skinned black man coming across in this like very hood dialect would be believable. If it wasn't believable for them, it absolutely wasn't believable for me. You could tell that he wasn't going to get that job either. And then we move to his audition in a music video where he blows the directors away because they say, can you rap? As soon as he walks in, they see this black guy and they're like, hey, can you rap? And he breaks into this rap that if I'm going to have to like memorize it or go back and record it before I bring the DVD back to the library, because it was very intellectual and really, gave him a chance to talk about what it was like to be biracial. And you think that there's a message in that, and obviously there is. And then they say, wow, that was great. So why don't you go ahead if you're ready and do your audition? And he does. And all of a sudden he sits down and he goes into his monologue, and which in fact had a racial undertone, wherein he talks about how his dark-skinned father was an actor. And seeing him on stage perform he knew that he wanted to be an actor too. And yet, while he and his mother went to support his father and watch him on stage, I think it was the Henry Theater in New York City, they were asked to sit in the mezzanine. And while, he understood his mom maybe was partial to sitting in the mezzanine, while he was sitting there watching his father perform the main character in A Raisin in the Sun, he came to realize after he saw his father's character call out to his stage son, he realized that his father didn't want him to be a black actor like he was. He wanted him to be an actor. And in that way, in that moment, in that monologue, Multifacial does what so many others have failed to do, whether they were individuals, playwrights, or performance media. They failed to transcend race and really provide a picture of what it was like to be, or what it is like to be biracial, multiracial, or mixed race. Going back to my personal experiences, Vin Diesel in 20 minutes of a short film summed up my experience, which was I wasn't white enough for white people and I wasn't black enough for black people. And you will find that I think that is a commonality in the life experience of many a biracial individual. And that is one thing that I believe dialoguing, acknowledging those differences, getting to a safe environment where you can say that. As a biracial person, you should be able to say that to your white parents or white parent or white family members and friends, and not expect some sort of abusive response. When we can actually get to a safe place and saying that, it's because there's a safe place that we've gotten to in ourselves, or we understand why we are the way that we are. And every day is a learning experience. So I welcome you to the webinars that we will be producing here at Life Coaching with Tiffany Reid. I'm playing around with some names when I actually end up posting them on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, which is Tiffany Reid Coaching. You can find all of our videos there. But when we post this series, which will run 5 days a week, this series, when it's posted on our YouTube channel, which is called Tiffany Reid Coaching, or when it's posted on when it's posted on iTunes, I'm playing around with a few different names for this series, and right now I think it's going to be Mixed Race Radio. I like that. I think it's going to capture the audience that needs to be captured. It'll resonate with the families and individuals and couples and children that it needs to resonate with. And again, an interactive channel where we get to talk about what it's like to acknowledge and discuss the differences so that we can get to a safe place where we can celebrate the differences. So this is just a glimpse into what we'll be providing to you and bringing to you, the public that we serve. It's absolutely interactive, so we welcome feedback. Feel free to check us out at tiffanyreidcoaching.com, which is online, or on Facebook. You can find and like our page, which is called Life Coaching with Tiffany Reid. And you can check out the videos that we've already produced on YouTube under Tiffany Reid Coaching. We hope to see you soon. We hope that you comment and interact with us, give us your feedback so we can make this an experience that we all learn from. And by all, I mean everyone, all colors, all cultures, people from different religions who speak different languages, so we can begin to realize the human in race. I thank you, and I look forward to bringing you some more good stuff very soon. Thanks. Bye.